So here we're going to be looking at the profit maximizing quantity for a price-taking firm, and this is from my textbook in microeconomics, and I'm Rickard Friberg. Okay, so we're looking at the case of a price taker, a firm that cannot determine the price of the goods that it's producing. So think of a farmer, someone producing a commodity like minerals or whatever. There's a world market price, and that's taken as given by these producers. So in particular, more formally, the assumptions needed for price-taking behavior would be that there are many competitors, many firms producing a good that are, homogeneous. The good of different producers is equivalent. So it's buy a kilo of sugar, that's going to be lumping together sugar from a lot of different producers, for instance. So in the general case, following up as what we did before, we said that in the general case, we're assuming that firms are setting quantities to maximize profits, where profits are given by P times quantity, price times quantity, minus the cost of production, okay? We said that we want to find the differentiate profits where we use pi to denote profits by choosing a quantity such that the slope of the profit function is equal to 0. So we're differentiating this respect to quantity, to Q, and here is a price-taking part. So when the firm is changing quantity, if it's thinking of expanding or decreasing quantity, it's taking the price as given. So it's thinking, if I'm a potato farmer, how many potatoes that I plan to sow this year is not affecting the world market price of potatoes. Price can be taken as constant. So the marginal revenue, if you wish, for a price-taking firm is just a price, okay? Whereas the costs are going to be affected by the change in quantity, and at the profit maximizing quantity, the slope of the profit function will be equal to 0. So price equals to marginal cost is the condition for profit maximization in the general case for a price taker. Let's look at a specific case. So let's clean up a bit here, and let's look at a specific case, maybe change colors just to get spice things up. So assume that price is equal to 12. Assume that the cost function is such that cost of production are equal to 10. There's a fixed cost, and then there's a variable cost that's equal to Q squared, okay? Just a very specific example, but so again, the firm is choosing quantity to maximize profits. What are profits here? Well, there's price times quantity. Price now is 12, so 12Q minus the costs, 10 plus Q squared, like that. So seeing how that profit changes as we're changing quantity, taking the derivative. So 12Q, 12 is just constant here. Q drops out. Minus 10, the fixed cost just drops out, and we're moving down the 2 here. Since we're differentiating Q squared with respect to Q, the result is 2Q, okay? And the minus because we take away the parentheses. That is equal to 0. Okay, so that means that Q, the optimal Q, and called Q star, is equal to 12 over 2, or 6, okay? Or not or, I mean, that's just calculating. Okay, so let's graph that. Like this. So we have quantity here. We have price here. We have cost. So one way of illustrating this is to say what's revenue. Well, that's 12Q, so that's revenue. There's costs that has an intercept of 10, and then gradually increasing like this as we have the quadratic term in some sense starts to bite. Okay, and we said that. Okay, continue here. The difference between revenue or marginal revenue and marginal cost, the difference between revenue and cost is increasing as long as the slope of the revenue curve, the marginal revenue, is greater than the marginal cost curve. At some point, they're parallel. That's the case where price is equal to marginal cost, the slope of the cost curve, and after that, costs start increasing more rapidly than what revenue does, and each additional unit brings in lowers the total profit. So in that case, you want to cut it back. So we have we have the optimal quantity of 6. That's the profit maximizing choice. Okay, we could also draw that figure in different terms. So here we're having price and cost on the vertical axis, quantity here. We could also draw the figure for price and marginal cost. Okay, so, or rather, I guess here it's not price, it's revenue rather. So let's draw it for price and marginal cost. So this is sort of a trivial change, but it helps with the intuition for several purposes. Let's do this in blue like this. So price, marginal cost. We said that the price here is equal to 12. We have that the marginal cost is equal to 2Q. Okay, so it's upward sloping. Let's do that in red. And let's, so like this. So 2Q, that's the marginal cost curve. And we said that at the price of 12, the optimal quantity was 6. Okay. We can also note one more thing here, is that if they change the price, we're going to be changing the optimal quantity. So another way of writing the optimal quantity here, Q star, is to say Q star is equal to what? Well, it's here it was 12, but what's 12? That's just the price. So we can say that the optimal quantity is just price divided by marginal cost here, which is, or the slope of the marginal cost curve, which is 2. So we could plug in different values of P here. So say P equals to 16, for instance. What's Q star? What's optimal quantity then? Well, it's 16 over 2 equals to 8. Right, so write that like this. So we have 16 and 8. So another price is associated with another optimal quantity. Okay, and let's take one more example. Let's do orange maybe. So here, let's see, say P equals to 8, say. What is Q star then? Well, it's again the price, in this case 8 over 2, found that here. So that's 4. And like that, okay? So when the price is 8, the optimal quantity is 4. When the price is 12, the optimal profit maximizing quantity is 6. When the price is 16, the optimal profit maximizing quantity is 8 in this case. So what is this saying? Well, it's saying that the marginal cost curve is giving the optimal quantities at different prices. Or in other words, the marginal cost curve is a supply curve for a price-taking firm. Okay.